BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap will get you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.com.
Welcome to Rice TVX and the latest episode of the Rice Crypto Show. Today, I am joined by returning guest Aggroed Lighthacker, who is the founder of Splinterlands. And I'm going to have links down below for his previous appearances, as well as the tutorial video that me and Kenn Bosak did where he was teaching me how to play Splinterlands. And I encourage you to check those videos out. Now, before we get into it, if this just happens to be your first time ever watching any of my videos, I do encourage you to check out and explore my channel. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with my videos as they come out. Also, due to all the recent censorship, make sure you subscribe to my backup channel, Rice TVX2, the sequel. And I've also recently deleted more than half of my videos on my main YouTube channel, which means you can find 100% of my content plus exclusive videos over on Odyssey and Library. If you haven't already, be sure to visit ricetvx.com and sign up for the mailing list so that you never miss an update or new Rice TVX content. You can also find all my social media links as well as merchandise that is coming soon. If you'd like to support the channel directly, consider joining my Patreon, where I have 3 different levels of membership, or if you'd like to send a direct contribution or tip, I have my Cash App information, PayPal, and my CoinTree link for cryptocurrency addresses listed below in the video description. Take advantage of my partnership with Money Metals Exchange. Get your free half ounce of silver. All you need to do is be a first-time buyer, visit moneymetals.com, purchase a minimum of $100, and use the promo code RICE. You get that free half ounce of silver, and it's another way to support the channel. I will include links down below in the video description for everything I just mentioned, as well as everything that we talk about on today's show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining me on today's episode is a returning guest. This is the founder of Splinterlands. I am joined by Aggroed Lighthacker. And in case you don't know what Splinterlands is, it is a collectible NFT trading multiplayer card game. I will include links down below for previous videos. I actually did a video with Kenn Bosak where he was teaching me how to play, and I would definitely encourage you to check that video out if you have not already. But without further ado, Mr. Aggy, I appreciate you coming back on the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. I'm always a little bit stressed these days because things have been going totally crazy, but I'm happy. I'm so happy for my players. I'm so happy for our community, and just man, this thing is just going off the charts.
No, dude, it totally is. I mean, one, the play to earn thing is becoming big, and it's something that really works well within the Splinterlands ecosystem. And since you've been on, I want to say it's been at least 9-10 months. I didn't look at the last time, but since you've been on, there's been so much. That's why I can tell why you would be busy. There's been so much happening with Splinterlands. I mean, you guys did the tokenized land NFT sale. You have the Dark Energy Crystals DEC token, and then you just launched the governance token, the Splinterlands SPS Splintershards token, so which has an airdrop. It's going to have a lot of cross-chain capabilities. I love the fact that the platform is not blockchain, not a maximalist of any sort, and only using one blockchain. I like the fact that you guys are blockchain agnostic. So, and I like the fact that people are not only earning money playing the game, but it's changing some people's lives depending on where you live, because some people aren't earning that much. I've heard, as an example, and I'll do some screen sharing and I'll have articles, all the articles and links down below, but I think it's the Philippines. People playing Axie Infinity were making more money than their parents.
Oh yeah.
And Yeah. So, and I know that people are having that same success with Splinterlands, which is really cool.
Yeah, the Filipino people are the second highest spenders in the game, and it's funny because they do twice as many transactions for half as much money as the Americans, but they're like right underneath the Americans are the Filipinos, and I don't know how it's been able to spread so much, but like there's a Filipino Facebook group that's like 16,000, 20,000 people now. I mean, that's about the size of our like full Twitter page.
Wow.
But like it seems like they're an organized community, and that they're like that country seems like they are more prepped than anybody else. Maybe it was the Play to Earn documentary that came out where they showed specifically Filipinos that were playing Axie Infinity, but something about that, man. They have organized, come to this game, and they're here in huge numbers, and they're here to earn, they're here to play, and I don't know, it's great.
No, it is great, dude. I have to say, man, like I mean, this is not a new project, and I've been impressed with the ecosystem and with the platform, the game, and everything. But adding all these extra elements and using this multi-blockchain capability as well, I think it's really cool, man. I think it's cool that you guys have expanded out, especially with the land parcel stuff, which is really cool. And then the dark energy token, dark energy crystals, and then the splinter shards. So I want to talk about the tokenized land, because I think, did that come before the dark energy crystal, or did dark energy crystals come first?
It was first dark energy crystals. We needed a currency that everybody could transact with. And a big part of this was like, we had all these problems with handshakes. And what I mean by that is like Bitcoin has this 10-minute block time, Litecoin has whatever, Hive has 3 seconds, US dollars could be like several days. And so if you wanted to go buy a card on the market, we let people use whatever. But when that started, somebody would purchase it with like Bitcoin, and somebody else would come in and buy it with Hive, and it would interrupt that process. And so that none of that felt good. So we created some. We have two currencies. One is the dark energy crystals, which is a full-on cryptocurrency. You earn it by playing the game, and you can transact and trade for cards and NFTs and land. And then so the other one,
so it's like a utility in-game token.
It's designed as an algorithmic stable coin, and it's crazy because it's well above the peg right now. But their designs, like when the price goes up, inflation goes higher, and so it's designed to be fairly stable. But currently, just because we've sold out of packs and the airdrop that we're doing for the governance token, and everybody's going nuts, we're doubling. We like 10x the game in August, and yet we're still set to double again in just the next 2 to 3 weeks now. So
that's crazy, dude.
Exploding. The governance token has a huge amount to do with it, and we're just trying to ride this. But in June, we sold out of all like packs were gone. We finished. We had this kind of like subset of packs that you could only buy with dice. Those went. The land went, and the land is funky because with the game tokens and like the cards, we always want there to be an inexpensive supply of cards available, and so we've said every single year we'll come out with another edition. And so we've informed players about that. We talk about that is on the roadmap. That's going to happen. But with land is kind of this optional piece to the game. You don't need it to fight. Like the things that the land produces, you probably want, but you don't have to be the landowner specifically to play the game. So we're happy to not constantly produce, new land. And so prices for that have gone through the roof, in part because we recorded 176 active accounts on the same day, but there's only 150,000 plots of land. It really means there is not enough for everyone. Now,
you locked up.
If there's no,
you locked up right there. How many plots of land did you say? Because it locked up right there.
Sorry, there's 150,000 plots of land, and we had 176,000 active accounts in a day. So there's not enough land for every single account that's playing. And as a result of that, we're seeing plots that we originally sold at $10 are now selling for like $450 to $500 right now. And there's not enough to go around. So my snarky way of saying that is, hey everybody, there's not enough for everybody. Please push and shove.
Right.
And they have been. They've been going crazy. Our players are just going nuts with this stuff. So dark energy crystals came first, then our tournament systems, then we had land. Land sold out. We had the specialty series of packs called Dice. That sold out. I think I have a couple cosmetic skins left, and that's about it. The next edition, though, is coming out, I would say, in the next 4 weeks, plus or minus 2 weeks. That's when the pre-sale will start, and that's for a PAX edition called Chaos Legion. And features all new art, really well designed, absolutely gorgeous. We basically leveled up all of our card art and card components. We're trying to add a lot more animation to the game, and Chaos Legion is really about going from a handful of aficionados that love blockchain and card games to really like full professional grade everything. Because these cards just look sharp. Really beautiful artwork. We're getting the animation in that we haven't had before, and just doing everything we can to make it move away from like, here's this blockchain experience to like, this is a game, and it's so obvious it's a game. And then, oh, by the way, here's all this cool blockchain stuff you can do.
Right.
Like just trying to make it look, as much like a AAA studio game as we can.
Well, I definitely encourage people to check out the past interviews that we've done, the conversations, and the other in the video with Kenn Bosak, because there's a lot more detail about the game itself that you guys can check out that we didn't want to really rehash in this conversation. I really wanted to learn more about all the changes, like the land, the dark energy crystals, and the Splinterlands, the Splintershards. As I keep on to call it the Splinterlands token, the Splintershards SPS token, which is a governance token that just launched like just a couple days ago. We're recording this on the 2nd of September. What day did it launch?
I think it was end of July. So it's been about a month, but it's been extraordinary. I mean, we have something like 30,000 holders on the Binance Smart Chain. I don't even know how many holders we have in the game, but it's in the tens of thousands. There's an airdrop going on for it now. So if you own Splinterlands assets, then every day you get airdropped a certain amount of Splinter Shards. And that'll end in a year. So, players basically have a year to accumulate this stuff because they're within it, after 1 year goes by, literally 20% of the supply just gets like cut right off. So this is your best year, your best chance to get this stuff. And then after that, if our growth continues, like if we stay on a pace where we're doubling in size every 3 weeks, just like land, we'll get to a point where there's really not enough for everybody.
Right.
This year, this is a friendly year to try to get SPS, but a year from now, 20% of the inflation is cut off. And if the growth stays the same or increases, then it's just going to be a very scarce resource.
Okay, so and again, there'll be links for this so people can look at this in more detail. But the airdrop itself, as long as you own some sort of Splinterland asset, no matter if it's NFT, DEC, the cards or whatever, you're going to get you're going to get to take advantage of the airdrop.
Yeah. Can you pull up Splinterlands and pull up your account?
Yeah, let me give me 1 second because I'm using a browser that I don't have passwords in, so I just had to stop screen sharing on this, and then I can share my screen, which has my account. Bear with me 1 moment. Okay. So this is I wanted to leave this up purposely because of the welcome back screen had the airdrop launch information. Yep. So should I click on this?
No, click the X and then click the white crystal in the top right next to Rice Crypto. No, little left. the white crystal, yellow
This.
crystal, that,
Yeah.
click that.
Yeah.
So here's the interface for this thing. So you have some SPS, and you actually have some SPS that is staked that you can claim. And if you scroll down, you can see where all this is coming from. So there's collection power, which is really the cards that you own. If you have dark energy crystals, either in-game or staked in some liquidity pools, you get credit for that.
Okay.
If you own card packs, land plots, champion points are kind of a funky thing. If you make it to high levels, you can get into champion points, and those champion points can help you earn the airdrop as well. There's another token that we don't talk about all that much, but it's like a little community token called SPT. So people that are blogging on the Hive blockchain not only can earn Hive, but they can also earn Splinter Talk tokens. You have the card skins, totems, which was this like short-lived raffle thing that we did, titles, which have come through some of the Kickstarters that we've done. And all of those different things together come up with your total airdrop points. And I think there's 250,000 tokens that go out per day. Maybe that I might be making that number up, but there's a set amount of tokens, and you get a percentage based off of how many airdrop points you have versus a total for everybody. So here's our screen. This is what it looks like, and you can kind of get your full information dashboard by checking this thing out.
Okay, and this is like where you can claim based off the different blockchains, right?
Yeah, so go claim your Hive ones there. If you have keychain enabled, or you should be able to claim those. That'll add. And then, the APR in this thing right now, it's slowly creeping down, but it's,
I just had an issue with my
APR.
keychain, so I'm not sure what's going on with this.
All right, well, we can solve that.
Okay.
You got it.
It went through.
So you can go scroll down a bit, go stake that. And now,
let me claim this.
Yep.
This is what came up weird. Sign transaction. It's just not giving me that click through button. I can't really sign it.
Maybe you just have too many things.
Oh, I need to go down. This is it. Here we go. Okay.
But after you do that, you'll want to stake them, and there you go.
Just press stake, right?
Yep,
stake the additional,
and add your 34, because you'll be able to see it kind of ticking. So scroll down to the bottom. I wish you could click. You got to type in 34. And click stake.
I'll just do 34 and leave the other. So stake over. Stake. And that's pretty easy because I claimed and staked just a couple days ago when I was playing. It was the day that the last tournament, or the last the thing where you can earn trophy levels and get extra every like 14 or 15 days, get like extra winnings.
Season?
Yeah.
The season?
Yeah.
So if you look, your claim is already up. So, it's probably not worth claiming right now, but while we're sitting here talking, that ready to claim button is going up. So there's an airdrop that's happening. And as the airdrop happens every day at noon, we take a snapshot and give you your airdrop based off of that. But we also just have the staking, and the staking is sort of this constant thing going on. So if we leave the screen and come back, even with just 255 SPS staked, you can see that it starts accumulating just as it is. So we can come back to that in a bit.
Well, I mean, it's only, I want to say it's only been maybe 4 or 5 days at the most, and I've earned 4 or 5 that I claimed. So that's not bad. So I mean, it's just something that happens within the game if you're just playing the game. So this is all stuff that was a gift, an airdrop.
Yeah.
I love it.
And the airdrop ends. So scroll back up for a second.
Okay.
To the top of the page. So airdrop day. We're on airdrop day 38. So we're more than a tenth of the way through this. So after 365 days, there's no more airdrop. And so, there's still staking and there's still other ways to earn it, but the airdrop is 13% of the total supply, and that will evaporate at the end of this. So, enjoy it for the next 330 days or whatever, because after that it's going away.
That's cool.
So, this is honestly one of the best times to try to accumulate. And you can see the ready to claim it ticked up again, 0.002.
Yep.
So, the more that you earn, the faster or the more that you have, the faster you can earn them. But even just sitting here for a couple of seconds, you can see it kind of slowly accumulate up, even with 255 SPS staked.
Nice. I love it. So it's a governance token. How is it going to work with governance? Have you got? I know that with the there is some information available on this webpage I was sharing, which I'll share here in a moment.
So there's parts of this that are earning, parts of this that require staking, and parts of this that require spending. So for earning, you can earn this in tournaments right now. So if you check out the tournament page, you'll see that there's like $40,000 tournaments that have been posted. So there's these giant pools that you can fight for, and they're funded by SPS. Not that one, events. Yep,
events. Yeah,
events.
That's what I thought.
And so if you scroll down a bit, like there's one right there for $10,000. So but that's paying out in SPS. And one of the requirements is that you have to have SPS staked in order to be eligible for that.
Okay.
So, that's the balance of, here's a bunch of money that you can win, but you better be staking SPS if you hope to win it. Now, some of these things are not even our tournament. Like there's the Hippo Pool tournament. So that's one of these algorithmic art created projects, and they're trying to get the attention of Splinterlands players. They created $1,000 US pool, and they had 2,000 people that were playing in that tournament. And there's the Wealthy Gambit. That's $38,000.
Yeah, see that.
And you have to stake a lot, and you have to. It's not always super cheap. It's not just free money, but for the players that are staking, have cards, get rank, and fight in our game, you can be winning tens of thousands of dollars. That's capable now.
Oh, and so I'm going to be doing a lot more videos about Splinterlands, and one video that I'll be making in the future is how you can earn by allowing other individuals, other players to rent your cards.
Yeah, go click on the market button for a second. It's the fourth one over from the left. That one. Nope, one to the left. So there's the market. So today we've had 24,000 NFT sales, which I don't know how you track that, but that's an enormous amount. That's all peer to peer. The cards, we've done $320,000 in volume today, and then in the top left you see card sales, but there's also card rentals. So if you click on the up to the left, underneath where the market
see auctions, marketplace,
above that, and to the left,
card rentals. Yes,
click that. So now today we have about 400,000 cards being rented, and that's for $30,000 a day, which I think is like $10 million. 30 times 365. Yeah, it's about $11 million worth. So the people that own Splinterlands cards are able to rent them, and this is kind of a slow day because right after the end of a season, everything drops.
Right.
So this was more than twice this just 2 days ago. So I don't know where it's going to land, but somewhere between $10 and $20 million, annualized is what our renters are earning right now.
Sweet.
Which I don't know if you ever rented property. I had a rental place for a little bit, but you have to go deal with all these tenants, and you have roofs that need to be repaired, plumbing, taxes, like sewer authorities, contracts, all that stuff. Like it just costs a lot of money to try to rent the place. And here it's just you click a button and the card is out there rented. I mean, I would, just not as like the founder of the game, but just as somebody that really likes doing this stuff. God, it's so much easier to just rent cards in Splinterlands than it is to like try to do real estate.
Well, I mean, and it's cool when you can have the ease of use, because that's the things that are going to be bringing in more people is when you can have that capabilities with the game. I mean, it's at first, when I first heard about Splinterlands being like I call it an analog player playing like Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. Like
playing the real cards, I was thrown off. But once I started playing it and experiencing it, it was like, this is a really cool game. And then you got people in the community that just are so hyped up on the project that you can't help but not want to check it out. And then when you check it out,
this sounds like every player. Like like so many guys, I spend more time with the group that we call the Monster Mavericks. Those are the guys that have bought $1,000 worth of cards from us. So I spend most of my time interacting with those guys. But left and right, they say, well, I was on the Magic Pro Tour from 1998 to 2004. Like all of them are there. And so many of them start off on their first day being like, hey, I can't play turn by turn. What's up with that? And then it takes them like a couple of days to realize, like, yeah, it auto plays, but it's actually pretty fun because you're not worried about like the individual tactics of the game. It's all about the strategy of the game. And so you do these 2 to 3 minute long matches, and they're super quick. You're not sitting there for 40 minutes for a single match, and you're earning every single time that you play. And so, yes, like. I think we're in that sweet spot where you get here and you say, oh, I know exactly what that is. It's a trading card game. And then you spend 5 minutes here and you're like, whoa, it's totally different than anything else I've played like this.
Right.
That's where we want to be.
Well, I mean, I really think you guys are doing a lot of forward-thinking things that a lot of other projects can learn from. And you've been around for a couple of years. So, I mean, that says a lot. It's like if you look at the crypto space, it's like dog years compared to human years.
It really is. Yeah, and I've watched a bunch of projects that like rise up and fall. You need something more than hype, right? So yeah. I know that there's a lot of these popular like NFT collectible things, and God bless, maybe they're going to be super popular. Some of them have really brought in users from outside. Like Bored Ape Yacht Club has been really successful. The CryptoPunks has been mimicked 8 million times now, but I think ultimately you're going to want things that provide utility beyond just collectability, and I think games are good for that because you can hold these assets and they earn at the same time, and that's pretty different.
No, I agree because I mean, like that's the one thing that I kind of have a problem with the NFT hype that's going on now is that there obviously some of these things do not have real world case value, like an 8-bit picture of a punk. It has no value. There's, except for the value that somebody wants to give it. And then you got to think about comic books and all these other things. But it would make much more sense to have like, when I think about cards and Magic the Gathering, you had, your mock cards, and those were considered collectible, very special, worth a lot of money. So, I mean, I could see where certain rare cards would have more value. And I like the idea of these things because playing the physical cards too, they start to wear down, they start to get old. So you don't obviously have that problem going on with Splinterlands. And I did want to say congratulations on hitting over 100,000 daily players, man.
Yeah, we're already at 175,000. I mean, like that article was from today, and it's already out of date. I mean, we're like, it's so hard to comprehend how fast our growth is. I mean, we're literally doing 5% of our user base as growth per day. Like that, it means that we are doubling every 3 weeks.
That is insane, dude.
It's totally absurd. I don't know if it's completely and always going to be this way, but man, it is. I mean, it can't be, right? Because you eventually can't grow infinitely like that. But we're at something like 220,000 spellbook owners. Those are the guys that have unlocked the ability to earn. And Hearthstone has something like 3.5 million daily players. So that. My first target, I was in a Ubisoft accelerator program, and we were just talking and exchanging information and hanging out. Those were good dudes. And one of the guys I was working with gave me my first target. I asked him, how big does a game have to get before Ubisoft cares about it, and like before you can even get on its radar? And they said you got to be at 50,000 active players. So I went and I put my nose to the grindstone and just kept working on this as hard as I could. And we hit it. So I emailed the guy and I said, hey, look at this. And he's like, congratulations. And then already I've like 4x'd it. And really now my next goal is like, we need to be as big as Hearthstone. Because, well, honestly, I spent hundreds of dollars in Hearthstone, and I will never do that again. I spent, I don't know, maybe $50 in Clash of Clans. I'm never going to do that again. Like, why would I spend time or money in video games? They could be really fun games, but Splinterlands is like this awesome, fun community, like really great, wonderful human beings, and the cards actually have value. The like assets have value. I can trade it when I want. That's extraordinary. And you can't do that with Clash of Clans. Your Dark Elixir doesn't go anywhere. Your gold coins, you can't just sell them. So at one point I was like, these games are fun, but I've had enough. And I think that's going to happen everywhere. And it's going to take maybe it's Splinterlands that does it, or maybe it's Axie, or maybe there's a whole bunch of these other games, Alien Worlds. Something is going to click, and it's going to cause players to, once they experience it, I just don't know how you go back. How do you go back and be like, sure, I'll go spend hundreds of dollars there. And that's me and Bro.
Yeah. I meant to catch this because the day that you guys did this on Tuesday, right?
I can't even keep the days straight.
August 31st. Yeah, Tuesday. Because I thought I was scheduled that day, and apparently I wasn't. So, I thought I had scheduled him I scheduled myself to go on his show on Tuesday and him to come on mine on Wednesday, and neither one of those happened. And I'm trying to get him to tell me when they were scheduled. I was going through my email and couldn't find confirmations, but people can find this information too on Twitter, which will be linked down below, because Twitter, there's a lot of updates, news, all kinds of stuff with happenings. Obviously you can see things like interviews and stuff like this, and then also your own personal Twitter account.
Yeah, go click that follow button while you're there.
Oh, I'm not signed in. That's the reason. I'm following you. You know I'm following you. I'm just on this browser. I don't sign into anything. I do it on my Chrome because it's automatic. But this is my work computer, and I'm doing everything I can to preserve it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I did want to say that I thought, because I think without me looking at a bunch of articles and stuff, I haven't seen your government name listed with this, and I always get surprised every time I see doctor. Yeah. But you really are a doctor, man.
Yeah, I'm a PhD chemist.
Dr. Jesse Aggroed. Yeah, Aggroed Reich, right?
Yeah, Reich. It's a weird road, but I went from chemist to professor, and then I taught my students, and then I used a software that helped my students. So I told the publishing company, and they hired me to talk to other professors, and I got like a 10-year sales career out of that. And so
then you started doing a game, an NFT based game, and here you are now. And
yeah,
it's awesome, dude. Life can be awesome if you work it.
Well, but I guess my point is that, I was doing education, ed tech, publishing, and now I'm just doing blockchain gaming publishing. So there was a surprising amount of overlap in the experience that's necessary from giving professors other good professional pitches. I've been doing that with VCs. I've been doing that with overseas investors. I've been doing that with my players that have questions, the customer support, all of that stuff. Having a 10-year sales career at one of the biggest publishing companies in the world was definitely critical to helping me figure out how to run this as a business. And then the other part that wasn't from that, but is another key aspect to what I think I do, is really figuring out how to go engage the community. Because part of what makes Splinterlands so special is all the people that are part of this. The cards are awesome, the game is fun, but honestly, the people here are just wonderful. I really love our community. I really love the guys that are here, and they're just hardcore fans. They're hard. They're like a tough batch of critics, but also they're just really good humans. They understand crypto. I think that they can be peaceful with each other. They understand economic freedom and liberty and why this game is so special. And I've been thinking a lot about you can play to earn lots of games, and there are lots of games you can play, but you can't find your guildmate anywhere else. That is a non-fungible human that is standing next to you, that you're interacting with, that you're friends with. And, I think that keeping that community as engaged and interactive as possible is just one of the biggest parts of my mission, working with this game and with this community. Not only help it grow, but help it connect.
That is one, very beautiful, and two, I like the term non-fungible human. Did you make this up, or did you jack this from somebody else?
I made it up, and then I saw it on somebody's hat like a month ago. I was like, did they take my line? I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? It's just, I don't know. I was really trying to think about, I'm in the non-fungible token space. So when I was trying to think about who the guy was next to me, it was in reference to Matt Clark. Matt Clark is one of our Australian players, just like ultimate gentleman. He's well known because he's been hoarding one type of card, and that card is actually pretty good. And he started hoarding it like in alpha before the stats were even known. He just liked the name of the card, so he like grabbed as many as he could, and he's like, I'm going to build my whole collection around this one card. And so everybody knows him. If you want that one card, you have to like pay the man an arm and a leg. But that's I was thinking of him. I was thinking of Matt when I was like non-fungible humans, because you can earn playing Axie. If you like Axie, then you can go do that. And if you there's other games you might like, Call of Duty, you might like something else, so go do that. But there's only one Matt Clark, and you're not going to find him anywhere else other than like our Splinterlands Discord. So if you want to go hang out with one of like the coolest, nicest, kindest gentlemen, just a real class act of a man that understands peace and economic freedom and how to engage other people, you have to be playing Splinterlands. And that's why I think of them as like non-fungible humans. You can't replace them anywhere else. I've never found another guy like Matt, just that. And that's what our community is filled with, these like funny characters,
these NFHs.
Yeah, these NFHs that come around, and like some of them are just so salty. Like the cards on our cards have 200x'd in the last year. And so, but I still have salty players in here. It's amazing. They come in and they go grief me, and the complaints about tournaments, complaints about the mobile app, complaints about everything. And, like, I don't think it's ever going to run out. Like, I just have to build bigger, broader shoulders every day, because as we add more players, there's somebody else that has some kind of beef. And it's funny, like in crypto, there's only one real complaint, and they have lots of ways to hide it, but it's always, I want more return for less work and less investment. And there's like a million different ways to say that.
When Moon.
When Moon.
When Rambo.
Yeah. And so that can be the crowd that's really looking like for instant gratification. But even that, it's always like any complaint. Maybe not any, but like 85% of the complaints I deal with are always some form of, hello, sir, I'd like to be spending less and earning more. And also, I need to spend less time doing this. Please make all that
happen. Real quick, I was trying to take a note. The new series of cards, it's called Chaos what?
Chaos Legion.
When do you have an ETA for that, like a release date for that yet? I know like sometimes release dates are no-nos in crypto space, but
we were planning on having it already, but because of the growth of the game, so much of our time had to be spent dealing with DevOps and just prepping our servers to handle 10x of the growth all in 1 month.
Okay,
so we're behind where we wanted to be. If I had to guess, I'd shake my crystal ball and I'll tell you, I think we're 4 weeks plus or minus 2 weeks from getting the pre-sale started. That's my best guess. I mean, if growth does another giant 10x, then it's going to get pushed back, because it doesn't help you to have Chaos Legion packs in an unplayable game. So all of our focus is going to be DevOps until that is fully secure. But yeah, like Splinterlands is not one server. We're like 40 servers or something now. So, every time that we grow, it's not like, oh, just fix that one thing. It's like we're experiencing this in like 30 different places at once. And
right.
we come up to the limits of every single one of the servers, and we either have to parse out more of the processes to additional servers or whatever. But it's, it's all fixable and it's all doable. It's just hard to do in a month.
Right. No, dude. I mean, for those that expect the instant miracles, they just need to stop. I'm impressed with everything. And once you guys are getting ready to release Chaos Legion, maybe I can do like a video doing like a pack opening and maybe give away some packs. So we'll talk about that.
Let's do it.
And we're gonna have to keep, bring you back on. Before we wrap up today's video all about Splinterlands, is there anything aside from everything that you mentioned and the new series that people can look forward to in the short term as far as the roadmap for Splinterlands? Or
yeah,
I mean, you've already got a lot going on, so I mean, I wouldn't expect for you to like throw out some crazy news right now, but
yeah, I have some potential big deals that should be put out there, but I can't do it just yet. But maybe I'll come back and announce those things here. That would be pretty fun.
That'd be cool.
But I really like building partnerships, and I like working with other people. And let's see. So I think there'll be some big partnerships coming up, and Chaos Legion is rolling out. We just released our Guild Brawls update, so that literally went live in the last week. And then there's like a whole bunch of tweaks and fixes that we want to do. There's going to be like new formats. We're splitting it so that there's modern formats and that there's kind of old school formats. And that way new players that come in don't have to buy all the cards. They can just buy the new edition, and that can be enough to be competitive so that they don't have to spend unseemly amounts of money. So like there's a lot that's coming. A lot of like the features of land that has to roll out. A lot of the promises we're making for staking, those have to get put back on track. And it's just, when we scaled this big, we just had to focus entirely on DevOps, and we're hiring a whole bunch of devs and trying to get back to feature development as quickly as we can. And I think we're starting to get there. When we rolled out a whole new feature, the dev team wouldn't do that unless they're pretty confident that they have a lot of the scaling in place to support it.
Right. And I appreciate you being transparent about everything and not just saying what people want to hear and just letting people know the truth of the situation. So we'll definitely have to get you back on.
I love my players and I love my community, and I don't want to do them a disservice. Our game is growing like crazy. It doesn't come without some challenges. And hopefully people will stick with us and kind of forgive us when, ungodly growth is getting in the way of your Splinterlands game. But I think it's all working out for the better for everybody.
I'll definitely encourage people to follow specifically on Twitter to stay up to date with a lot of the news and stuff that's going to be happening, as well as videos that I'm going to be putting out and stuff to that effect. So again, link's going to be down below. You got any final thoughts you want to add before we wrap up this video, Mr. or Dr. Aggy?
Well, I really think that one of the best parts of our game is just the people and the community. And so you can find the community by joining a guild, but you can also find us in Discord and Twitter. And Discord, Twitter, and Telegram are sort of the main places where we are. So if you go to discord.splinterlands.com, if you go to Twitter at I think it's just Splinterlands, and then we have Splinterlands HQ for Telegram. Join this community. Because like everybody can play to earn. It's like I was wandering through Southeast Asia, and there were all these people in these shops, and there was a rainy day, so nobody was there. And so they're just like sitting there bored, surrounded by like tons of t-shirts or something that they want to sell. And I'm thinking like, if these guys had their cell phone, they could be sitting there playing to earn while they're at their work, just because it's a slow day. I mean, it's like everybody can fit in this little 3-minute game. So hopefully you guys choose to do that. Come play with us, play in our community, and join us in the Splinterlands.
Sweet, dude. Sweet. All right. Well, if you can bear with me 1 second, I want to do the wrap up and stop recording. Ladies and gentlemen, again, make sure you're checking out those links down below. If you haven't seen the previous videos that I've done on Splinterlands, check those out, as well as the video with me and Kenn Bosak where he's teaching me how to play. And if this is your first time watching any of my videos, I encourage you to check out and explore my channel. Make sure you're subscribed. Check out my backup channel, Rice TVX2, the sequel. I have extra content over there. Follow me on Odyssey and Library, where I have full backups of my content. And as always, I encourage you to be the change by practicing change.